Swamin namaste natalokabandho karunya sindho patitam bhavabdho mamuddharatmiya kataksha drishtya rijvyati karunya sudhabhivrishtya Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Actually, I'm so happy to see the whole assembly, and right from yesterday when we were hearing, I was very fulfilled. Just now, I knew that I'll be asked to speak something, but the mic came to me very suddenly. But that doesn't matter. I always speak from my heart. In the talks that the MC gave, Elizabeth, and also our Swamini, also Ramakrishnan, they all said that Nisha Govindani, a long associate of Poojya Swamiji, long associated devotee of Poojya Swamiji. And when Ramakrishnan was expressing the gratitude towards her, I was looking at them, the mother and the two sons on both sides. My eyes teared up. I felt quite emotional. Actually, Nisha has been telling many times, in June we were in US. At that time, the whole thing was going on. The program was being the dates were being fixed. Nisha was saying, oh Ma, I just cannot come to Malaysia. From US to Malaysia. I said, you can come to ashram and then we will go together. But still, she was feeling whether she will or not. But it was Swamiji's wish that she and both the sons should come. And we are so happy that they could come. Actually, it is, if you describe it, Nisha is a very old devotee of Swamiji, Nisha's husband Prem, who is no more with us. We have seen him. And the children from very young age, I think they're part of our family, ashram family. When I came to ashram, myself and Nuthan Swamiji in 1987, that is the time I would see Swamiji receiving letters from Nisha. And those were not days of email. Letters would come by post and Swamiji also replied. Swamiji always replied typing. So typo errors and all we used to go through. They shifted to US when the children were small, and then they started a business. And actually, slowly, the business did very well. So I found right from that time, and Nisha reminded me just a few days back, that it seems that without seeing her, I also have written to her some letters in those days, which she has preserved. So I came to see her in 1996, about 10 years later of knowing her through letters. And that was a time when she came to India with Bharat, who was 26 years old or 24 years old. I think 24 years old. And Nisha said that Bharat is going to stay in the ashram for 2 months. Bharat was a young, he was in between jobs, so he stayed. Leave of absence, anyway. 23. So he was 23, he took leave of absence. And our ashram was very small, humble kutia, at that time. And he came and said that I eat only salads. And we never knew of, the village knew of no salads, no cucumber, nothing. So he was given, and he said, I eat fruits. So the only fruit that we had are different kinds of banana. So in Kerala, we get various kinds of banana. And these 2 months, he ate only banana. And he would sit. He said so much so that he said that in his life, he will not take banana anymore. But at that time, the ashram was really a Gurupriya. All of us sat below and took food. The dining hall was very small. So he really adapted himself. And I was surprised that a boy who has grown up in US, how he has taken to the culture and has come and is staying with the guru of his parents, whom he doesn't even know. But he became one of us very soon with his sweet nature. And then his salad, no salad, but carrots were available. So carrots used to be given. And he would sit in the first batch and get up in the last batch, munching his carrots because it'll take a long time. Huh? Coconut, yes. Coconut is plenty available in the ashram, so coconut pieces also. Next year, Siddharth came. He also came for near about 1.5 months or so. And so that is how we came to know the two of them very closely. And, you know, we were also young at that time, so it was quite... Then, after some time, our Pankaj Bhatia he was sent to USA from his office, and he was in Washington, D.C., so he became very close with this family. And in 1999, all of them, their father was also there at that time, and Pankaj Bhatia and one more young devotee, Chandrasekhar Kohli, who was in New Jersey, all of them together made a plan that Swamiji and Nutan Swamiji and Ma should be traveling to US and give... Swamiji used to give lectures at that time. We were not speaking at that time. So that is a time we got closer. And after that, they were coming several times. Nishan mostly every year, and the boys also. Then I say boys because they are my sons. So even though they now have, big children and all that, to me they are very small sons. So now, once they started coming and the relationships grew, what I felt was that I always appreciated Nisha. I have told her, I have told many people. Even in the US, I tell the present devotees who are there with children, I tell them that I appreciate Nisha, that having gone to US, she has such love and so much of, devotion for Swamiji, such love for India and India's culture, that not only that she has it herself, she has been able to transfer and impart this Guru Bhakti and the love for Indian culture, the Indian language, to her sons. They speak Hindi very well. I see that nowadays all the Indian youngsters, even Swamiji's very close devotees also, they are not making effort to make their children speak Hindi or whichever language, Tamil or Malayalam, whichever, as Nisha has been able to do. And I speak about it. I think I can speak only about it. Why I'm saying this is, from the time Nisha used to write letters, then they started coming quite often. We started visiting America from 2010. For 10 years we have been visiting, and this very recently we did. And in between, many other devotees also went to the East Coast, and all of with their joint effort, the Center for Inner Resources Development North America was registered. They still do not have a physical center. I think they should be very inspired to see how a physical center is. And I'm very happy that even though there is no physical center in USA, Nisha has felt like listening to what Swamiji said and fulfilling Swamiji's wish in a foreign land, and has been a part of it. And I was not surprised. I'm not surprised. We are not surprised. Maybe when all of you, those who do not know, maybe you will find that this is a very rare act, and it is a rare act, no doubt. But ever since I've come to know them, especially Nisha and her children, I find that not only that they have a lot of devotion for Swamiji, and the devotion is very, very strong, to the extent in their life, everything is discussed with Swamiji. Every guidance that Swamiji gives, they try to follow. And even if they do not follow sometimes, they are very ready to take Swamiji's scoldings or displeasures. And I think that is how they are. Their lives are revolving around Swamiji and nothing else. This I can say very well. This is a very, very rare thing. And as I said, it is very rare to fulfill Swamiji's wish in this manner. Yesterday, Nisha was telling me that when Nisha was actually, Nutan Swamiji was here in this January, for the Shibiram, and as we saw, he said he thought that this is the right place to have it as our annex. And Nutan Swamiji spoke to Swamiji. Nisha was there in the ashram. Then Swamiji spoke to her, and all that happened. Nisha was telling me yesterday that, when Swamiji spoke to me, I just had to do it. I said, Nisha, I know it, because your life has been like that. So, and Siddharth was telling me that, Ma, you always say that how we two brothers have always had this love for the Guru and love for the Indian culture, because our mother and our father, they were very, very, they had that resolve and wish, strong wish, that the children should not leave this culture. So they had made the children grow with this culture. So this is how the whole thing happened. And I feel that, the whole thing has been very complete, Bharat and Siddharth, that you have also come. Nisha, I know, she many times, she's old. And there's till the last thing happened, she had to undergo a lot of, till the last, all the paraphernalia of purchase and all that. She had to undergo a lot of difficulties. Sometimes she would write to me long messages. She knows that I will not even reply, but it is just to pour out the heart. And I have always found her, right from the beginning, that she is very friendly. She loves people, and we have stayed in her house also. And she's a very good cook. She likes to cook and feed people. And so this whole thing that has happened in between, in all these years, what I have seen in her, the efficiency, the capability in which she handled her business, especially after her husband passing away, it is something undescribable. I do not understand so much. But sometimes if we go and walk, she will be, telling me. I will not understand. But I understood that she is very capable and very efficient. And the manner in which she then left the business also, that was also wonderful. That nature of hers has made it possible to acquire this in such a short time. And I remember in the few letters and emails that she had sent very recently, she was worried whether everything will be done. The dates were all the dates were fixed, everything was announced, but the last matters were not still done. But she said, she wrote that I think by Swamiji's blessings, everything will come in place. So I'm very happy, and I use the word rare. It's very rare that to fulfill the Guru's wish, she has purchased a building overseas and placed at the feet of her Guru, which she has done in India also. In India, in CIRD Delhi, she bought a plot of land just in front of the CIRD and made a guest house and offered at Swamiji's feet. So this is not new. But these two things are very rare in any devotee. And I think I can only think of some of the American devotees of Swami Vivekananda who had helped the Ramakrishna mission. And in those days, So I have read many like that, but those were many days earlier. I have never met them. And here I think it is another such rare thing that has been done. And done for what? To have an educational center here, and also some living facility for the sadhaks who will come here for spiritual programs, shivrams and workshops and all that. So it is very good. I don't know, I just feel like embracing all three of you together, and I will do that.
Many have been shedding tears, I found. So I would like to speak in a lighter mood. Namo Namaste Gurave Mahatmane Vimukta Sangaya Saduttamaya Nityaadvayanandarasasvarupini Bhumne Sada Paradayam Budhamne Namaste Namaste Vibho Vishwamurte Namaste Namaste Chidanandamurte Namaste Namaste Tapoyogagamya Namaste Namaste Shruti Jnanagamya Namaste Namaste Tapoyogagamya Namaste Namaste Shruti Jnanagamya. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri, we have assembled here in the name of Brahma Vidya, the ultimate knowledge, the pursuit of realizing the ultimate truth. And this is such is because of the force which has been drawing them to the central values of life, which is given by spiritual pursuit. Now, we always say that all the devotees who feel benefited by this pursuit, should they not think that I would like to reach the benefit to others also? There lies the nobility of a real discipleship or a real student of Brahma Vidya. If I feel I have been benefited greatly by this, then should I not try so that others are also benefited? How to reach it there? This often comes to fore because we have been finding in Delhi for the lectures, organizing the lectures of Swamiji, they would feel shy of going to people and asking for contributions. Such programs, to hold such programs, it needs money, it needs resources. Without that, no social work can be done. How much government spends on small meetings? So, we should know very well that what we are doing, it is great for the society. Unless we have that confidence and the feeling that we are doing something which will be so valuable for the society that it will sustain the goodness of the society for any time to come, for thousands of years more, thousands of years. So, we are not collecting money from people because of any personal reason. We are allowing, when we go to people to ask for some support for the Brahma Vidya causes, it means that we are allowing them to take part in the whole noble endeavor. It is a great benefit for the people who, they may not come for the lecture, they may not be able to come for any of the programs also, but they will feel part of this great effort for the welfare of the people, welfare of the society. So, we tried a lot in Delhi, but people's mind do not change because it needs a lot of expansion of the mind to get over this barrier that I am not asking for myself, I am asking for the society. Even you know that this Kali Kamliwala, that whole feeding in the Uttarakhand which has been arranged, one sannyasin or a sadhu, he wanted that in the north Himalayas and all, the ascetics are not having enough to take food even. So he was putting up a black blanket and collecting money, begging money, standing on the road junction, somewhere in the, I think the Mahatma Gandhi road now. So, with that they set up the Kali Kamliwala Dharmashalas and the whole effort because he felt that this culture should be supported. So finally in Delhi some people came who were having a better connection and all, they played a role in making the Delhi CIRD. But this is the fundamental purpose of propagating Brahma Vidya, that if we have been benefited, how can we keep it for ourselves alone? We should think of others, and for that whatever sacrifice can be made. Some people may not like, some may abuse, some may do something. When Swamiji was going for the Brahma Vidya Prachara, for propagation of Brahma Vidya, in the train those days, in the beginning, so many people used to have so many views about it. Some would appreciate, some would call him also, and some would say that after asking everything, one person remarked that, oh, I have understood, you are a lazy person. Because you are living on others' money. It is not a question of living on others' money. The whole purpose of begging also is partly to get rid of the ego, that I will not beg. So, this effort, for whatever purpose this Atithi Niketan has come, I feel that this effort should go on in a much, much larger manner everywhere to spread Brahma Vidya, and anything that a pursuer of Brahma Vidya does, he will do everything for the welfare of the people. Atmanah mokshartham jagadhitaya cha. He will be do it for his own self-realization or freedom or liberation. And when he is fulfilled, he will only do for the sarvabhuta hite rata. That I think Swamiji's topic of this time for the lecture. So it goes together. the pursuit of self-realization, it is not just, that is why people are not becoming successful also. Just by doing meditation, sitting at home, it makes us self-centered. How to get rid of the self-centeredness? It is only thinking of others, being concerned of others, helping others, contributing for others. So this will always, this should become the mainstay of the Sangha, of the CIRD center here also. SIRD here also. Now, on the other side of it, this is one part about Brahma Vidya. The other side of it is that how did it come about? I am a person who was involved in it right from the beginning, as they were saying. It is true. It was like that. So I would like all of you to think that in life, how many plans you have made and how many of them have become successful. Would you just think back and tell me? We go on planning for so many things. Even to go somewhere and meet somebody also, we will plan for so many days. And most of the cases, the plans will not fructify. Finally, what works? Is it the plan we have made, or it is a providential plan? That is what happens in a saint's life, and that is what happens for everybody. But we don't recognize that however much we may plan, finally, nobody looks back and compares that we have made so many plans, nothing has happened, where am I? It is just an unfoldment. It is just like flowing. Now, there the problem the general people have is that they desirefully plan with desires that I want this, I want that. And when that is not fulfilled, they suffer. In the case of a spiritual person, he doesn't do anything desirefully, not for any self-benefit or anything. His mind develops some sankalpa, we call it sankalpa, that some wishes for the welfare of the people. And if he doesn't have any possessiveness, or desires, automatically he is in harmony with the fundamental law of nature. He is in tune with the infinite wisdom. So his wishes will fructify in such a manner that he also would not have thought about it. But his thinking, his sankalpas are always in harmony with nature. So as it unfolds, he goes on wandering, seeing whatever is coming, and he acts in harmony with that. He never plans. But whatever he does, every step is for the benefit of people, benefit for the purpose of truth. He takes each step he takes is for that. So he reaches wherever Providence wants him to reach. So when even the first, our original SIRD building came up, I don't think any of the devotees here have thought of it will be like that. It happened. And in happening like that, what has to be? We have to be free in mind. We should not be fearing that, oh, we don't have so much of money, it is costing 4, we can provide only, we calculate amongst ourselves and calculate we can get only 2. So we cannot see. You go on seeing the 2. How many plots you have seen? So many might be. So we don't have the courage to go for what is needed. Now from Swamiji we had learnt in the beginning itself, he used to say that a householder will have say 1 lakh and he will plan for 10,000, keeping the rest for his safety and all. In a sannyasin, he will plan for 10 crores without having a single pie in hand. So it's very free. You can plan for anything, but mind you, it is not out of desire. Whatever he thinks of is needed for the society. So it was like that. And when we came first time to our original lay, we found that this building was under construction. It was just in a big, nothing, all painting, nothing was there. Even the construction was not complete. So one day I felt that what is it coming right Here I understood that one Punjabi gentleman is there and he is making this building. One day I just entered from that, the gate was open, construction was going on. I found it's a strange building. What is he going to make? Is it an office or a corporate, any small factory or a domestic household? I mean, building for a householder. Nothing seems to be there. I was wondering then what is he making? I simply said that this must be he is making for SIRD. Because this kind of a building only be useful for SIRD, for our hosting people and having program. Somehow that man also had some plan and some desire, but he did not know that Providence is dragging and getting things made for SIRD, not for himself. This is what happens. So the building was made for SIRD. So when next time we came and I inquired about it, Unni told me that that has already been sold off. And it's extremely costly and that has been sold off. I said, why don't you inquire again? And you know that that to be sold, that board was removed. But when they inquired, they found that it is available. And the cost was quite prohibitive, for normally we cannot think of that. But I was feeling that it is necessary for SIRD, not any plan or anything, and I never knew that it will come also, but I called Swamiji. I don't remember chronology, I don't have. 23? 24th January. 1st January. Achha, whatever. So I called Swamiji and told that this building seems to be meant for us. Now, how are we to go for that? Nisha was there in the ashram. So, Swamiji, Nisha is purchasing something in Delhi and all. Can we not ask him to purchase this? Can I not ask her to purchase? Can we not ask her to purchase this? Oh, you are feeling like that. Is it all right to ask her? Why not? And Swamiji said, yes, Nisha, we can ask. So then what Ma said or who said, I don't know. Swamiji spoke to Nisha about it and everything was discussed and we thought of having it. Nisha, first of all, Nisha should see. Before purchasing, she should see. After coming here, she said that it's absolutely a wrong building. What will we do? There are 7 rooms and 9 bathrooms. That is ideal for us because we need more bathrooms. In a room we can accommodate 5 people, but we lack bathrooms generally. We have 7 rooms and 2 bathrooms. That will not work for our retreat. So, but she was not happy seeing the building. So I said, you go on. There are many others there. So how many? 4 you saw, no? 4 or 5 properties she saw. But of that, all were a little distance. It will be necessary to be very close. So just the opposite building was also available. It's still now available. So we all planned that we will go to that because that is closed door. We can close to our property. We visited that place and went around. The agent also was there. We discussed about it. As such, we did not like. I think Nisha spoke to her about that if we completely demolition do, the cost will be tremendous. Not only that, who will be there to manage the construction? Even in the renovating our original building, it was not at all easy. Some people have to be constantly behind there. It's quite a troublesome. So then everything was discussed and she suggested that you can keep the main structure and renovate the other things and extend wherever it is possible. That was also discussed. You can extend here, extend there and all that. That way you can make the new building. The cost was not less than that. Even that also, whatever was calculated, it will be more than that or so. Something like that, whatever we calculated. That night I came back and was thinking about Nisha's suggestion. Because when she did not like, I agreed to her. That is my way actually. Whenever somebody says something different, I agree. And allow her to go as much as we can go. So actually Unni was surprised. So I was thinking about it and then next day I told Nisha, whatever you said, that if this building you renovate by adding this here, adding that will become like this only. It will not be different, because you are keeping the main structure and extending here, there. It is not according to any proper planning or so. So it will end up having there, which cannot be used by either an office or a domestic purpose. Somehow Nisha agreed that day, because already she had, do you remember exactly what happened? So she again agreed. And when she agreed again, I was very happily supporting this building. So Unni got very surprised perhaps. He expressed to me that, how is it, Swamiji, that day you liked this building so much. When Nisha came and she did not like, you said that yes, its building is not proper, everything is like this. And when Nisha again changes, when you said that yes, this building is what? So it's all providential plan that we came back to this building, and then Nisha liked it also. And now I think with the children she is seeing around, that they are all liking it. Is it not so? So they did not expect that it will be like that. So it has happened like that nobody had any plan, it has happened. When it has happened, then our responsibility comes. And there we should not fear that we cannot do this, we don't have time, we don't have money. Whatever the purpose is, we should go all out for that, to the extent that whatever devotional dedication is necessary, we should do. For that, whatever sacrifice is necessary, we should be ready to take it up. That is my point here mainly. That once the Providence has given us this facility, the using the facility and propagating Brahma Vidya with a much greater force, and also educating the children who need whatever the Kalvimayam is meant for, we have to do it with full dedication as much as we can do. Then only the providential plan, which is not our plan, the providential plan will be successful. We have to leave our own constrictions, our own fears, our own inhibitions, and we have to be free to flow with providence, to be in harmony with the fundamental law of nature. Then all of us in our personal life also we will become fulfilled, and we will fulfill a great purpose of nature or providence. Okay. Jai Guru.
Okay. I sometimes wonder, the audience are the same, the speakers are different. You know, we conduct a program, a 10-day program in Naimisharanyam. It happens to be my birthplace, which I had left. But people were so interested that they got me back there and do a more important activity about Srimad Bhagavatam. So there, every day we have 5 lectures, 1 hour 15 minutes duration, 3 in the morning and 2 in the evening. Every day 5 speakers are there. There are people who sit on the same chair, sometimes go during the interval and come back and sit. And they sit for the whole session. So speakers are different, audience is the same. I once was taken for a very important socio-religious movement to Trivandrum. When I went there, a Swamiji was talking for long, and they did not know me well. So by the time I went, people started getting up and going. So I got into the platform and started laughing. I said, I sympathize you. Because speakers are different, audience is the same. I have come all the way to talk to you, and you have to do something after you hear the talk. So I would like every one of you to come back. In the same way, I have come here, all of them came back. Shuddho buddho vimuktaha Shruti shikhara giram mukhyatat parya bhumihi यस्माज्जातं समस्तं जगदिदममृताद्व्याप्य सर्वं स्थितो यः यस्यांशांशावतारैः सुरनरवनजैर्रक्षितं सर्वमेतद् तं भूमानं मुकुन्दं हृदि गतममलं कृष्णमेव प्रपद्ये तं भूमानं मुकुन्दं हृदि गतममलं कृष्णमेव प्रपद्ये मदीयहृदयाकाशे सदानन्दमयो गुरुः उदेतु सततं सम्यक् स्वात्मानन्दप्रबोधकः हरिः 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 ॐ तत्सत् जय गुरु जय गुरु जय गुरु. To invigorate all of you, I have a program for you to begin with before I begin my talk. We have to recite 3 times the auspicious monosyllable Omkara. It has the tremendous, subtle, mystic power of giving health and longevity to your biological heart. And through activating the pineal gland, it also provides additional secretion which will look after your inner personality, namely mind, intelligence and ego. Interlock your fingers, put them on your lap, sit comfortably erect, close your eyes and with full vigor chant the 3-syllable combination A, U, M. It actually represents the entire gamut of knowledge evolved and expressed by the human being. Open your mouth and also the heart. But while reciting, your intention, the sankalpa, should be that this joint recitation should spread upon the whole earth, showering its benedictions on all the living creatures upon the earth. This is how your mind expands. There has already been an emphasis presented by the earlier speakers that the mind of the individual should expand, enlarge, to embrace the other beings around. I think this can be accomplished by instilling into your system this wonderful recitation. My throat is failing. I am not able to do it well, but I would like you to supplement and complement my deficiency and do everything well. Full throat, full throat. Extremely well done, beyond my expectation. Do it even better. Hari Om Tat Jai Guru. Jai Guru. Dear and blessed souls, it is very delightful to see all of you on such an auspicious occasion like this. The first part of the day's program, which all of you would not have witnessed, was the joint recitation of Vishnu Sahasranama 5 times. Can you imagine? We are all coming from India. For us, this is a foreign country. In Malaysia, there were a few souls here, blessed souls, who could come themselves together to do this program of Vishnu Sahasranama chanting 5 times. It has been very well done. Vishnu Sahasranama is something very great, and the effects and benefits of Vishnu Sahasranama are ineffable, indescribable. Many people do not know the magnificence of human sound, especially recitation. Recitation is an exercise, an activity of the human being, which is capable of linking the inner personality. What is that? Mind, intelligence and ego with the biological, physical body. The vocal system is such that any sound and word produced by the vocal system can only be done with the participation, direction and involvement of the inner personality. So to touch your mind, to touch the intelligence, to touch the ego, sound can be used as a means. Recitation itself is a very great exercise. In the world level, research is going on as to how many kinds of recitation are there and what are the effects of such recitation. Somewhere I read a report prepared by a society in which it says the intentionality of the human goes on increasing tremendously by the practice of recitation. And recitation is itself very various. Vishnu Sahasranama consists of 1000 names. Whenever I say Vishnu Sahasranama, all of you will instantly think of Vishnu. But I don't want you to think of Lord Vishnu. These are names which human beings have coined. It is not Vishnu who has done anything there. Vishnu himself is a sankalpa, an imagination of our mind. So as we have imagined Vishnu, we have also formulated, evolved 1000 names. And each name being coined by us represents and denotes whatever we want to convey and bring about as an effect. You are chanting the name of Vishnu. Who is the reciter? You. Who gets the benefit? You. And for whose purpose? For your purpose. The first word of Vishnu Sahasranama is Vishwam. What does it mean? The universe. When have you thought of your God as the whole universe? Everybody draws a line between the world and God. But the truth is that if God is water, world is ice. Both are H2O. So this world is a manifestation of God so that the invisible godly presence can be revealed and manifested before you. We are thinking of God looking at the world. Understand this. So every name has got its own purpose, its own content. Apart from the etymological derivation, it has also a purpose that is associated with it. So the first word Vishwa gives you an idea that my God is actually this world. Tell me now, what should be your attitude towards the world? When you understand that the world is God Himself manifest, how will you treat the world? What will be your attitude? Your whole life becomes godly. It becomes divine. Because the world itself is Mahavishnu. Then the last word is Sarva Praharanayudaha. It means it is a weapon. Weapon for what? For all kinds of offense and defense required in your life. Anything you want to achieve, use this for that purpose. Any kind of a defense or resistance that you want to develop, look for this. What more do you want, you tell me? So the Vishnu Sahasranama was composed by us. It is practiced and recited by us. And the benefits are enjoyed and experienced by us. This Vishnu Sahasranama is a very simple but wholesomely profound recitation. It is this recitation that I wanted to be done collectively 5 times. I am told that there were about 15 people. It is beyond my imagination even. So I am very happy. None of us was present at the time, but understand that the whole inauguration of the Atithi Niketan, the annex of SIRD, has had the beginning in this collective Vishnu Sahasranama recitation. Now you tell me, what will be the power and potential associated with the activities to be taken up or are going on here? In India, even great dignitaries, while they were performing for the nation, they were using Vishnu Sahasranama. One person that I can tell you about is Dr. Sridharan, the metro man. He is a disciple of mine. Every day he used to recite Vishnu Sahasranama. There is a Vishnu Sahasranama institution headed from Chennai. Dr. Krishnamurti, who was the chairman of the election commission, he also chants Vishnu Sahasranama every day. And I was told by them that in running the administrative work, this Vishnu Sahasranama has empowered them, enabled them, guided them profusely. It will take about 20 to 30 minutes if you chant it very well. It is an austerity, oral austerity, which links up your vocal system with the brain and the mind. If you want to have a good organized mind and an organized intelligence so that your performance and pursuit will be better, chant Vishnu Sahasranama. Very simple. It does not contain even a one word which is in the verbal form. Everything is only synonyms, and they are in the nominative. So it does not contain any kind of a prohibition or an injunction as the Vedas have. The austere effects are untold. We cannot even say what they are. So much beneficial. Vishnu Sahasranama has the aim of purifying the mind and making the intelligence more and more perceptive. Now the intelligence is only thinking about the object world and objects. Am I clear? All academic centers teach you only things about the object world, what the senses can perceive. Though the senses are perceiving the world, you tell me very clearly, the perceiving process, is it external or internal? Is it the answer of all of you? Yes. Perceiving process. The mind designs what should be done. And to give effect to it, it employs the senses and perceives the objects. So the decision and employment are done by the mind. And the mind is internal in the body. If the mind is internal, the perceiving process of the mind also should be internal. You understand? So what do you say? What is the role of the mind and intelligence? Our life is experiential. The moment you wake up from the body and look at the roof, the experience starts till you go to sleep. And all these experiences are not resting upon the body or produced by the body. It's all resting upon the mind. Our body is a material mass, a physical mass, made up of the food that you consume. If you don't take food, your body will perish after 21 or 41 days. Understand that it's a mass of matter, and matter is inert. It cannot generate an experience or knowledge. Then how is it that we are experiencing? It is not because of the body and the senses. It is because of the mind. Are you conscious of it? No. I will answer for you. You are not conscious of this. You are nourishing the body by taking 2.5 hours every day, by feeding, bathing, dressing, and so many other things, answering the calls of nature. Similarly, do you nourish your mind and intelligence every day? What is the answer? Why are you keeping quiet? Shall I ask somebody else? Huh? How much time are you using to nourish the mind and the intelligence? No time. At least from now on, redress the mistake. Spend at least 20 minutes a day to nourish the mind and the intelligence. So Vishnu Sahasranama is very, very effective for that purpose. It purifies the mind, sublimates the mind, elevates the mind, it expands the mind and intelligence. And the beneficial effects are untold. I would like you to think about, or at least share with you, as to how this inauguration has come about. I think the whole development began several decades ago. I was born in a rural environment, very much given to devotion, temple worship, etc. So traditionally and culturally, I am very, very strong. Many of you may not know this. I am born in a traditional village, practicing all traditional items. I used to go to the temple after taking bath in the temple tank, a small piece of cloth tied to my waist. With wet cloth, I used to go. Spend about half an hour in the morning. In the evening, we go there and chant Vishnu Sahasranama and other things, sitting in the mandapam and the like. So every day, about 1.5 hours in the temple. Temple is a great place of culture. I always say the Hindu culture is sustained by 2 factors. One is temples, the public place of worship. Another is the ashrams, the spiritual abodes, who are the conscience keepers of the society. That is another. In the temple, thousands, lakhs, and even millions go. But in the ashrams, only dozens, scores, hundreds, and perhaps 500 comes. But the temple will not speak to you. The deity will not speak to you. But in the ashram, the moment you go, the head of the ashram or others will welcome you, ask you to sit by the side, and tell you, my dear soul, why have you come? What is it that you need? So you have got an articulate God in the ashram, which you may be missing in the temple. So for the questions and needs which are not answerable from the temple, we have the ashrams. The ashrams are very, very active and vibrant. All literature that we have in the area of our culture, devotion, piety and what-not, it's all written from the ashrams. Mostly they were written from hermitages, in places of seclusion, in the forest. They sat with an ascetic life and resignation and wrote all the scriptural elements that we have. One day I asked my mother, it was a Devi temple. The deity was self-born. It was not an installed deity, a discovered deity. So I asked my mother, dear mother, what shall I say before the Devi? I did not find anything to ask for. I was chanting and reciting hymns, etc. So mother told me that you tell Devi whatever Sukrita and Dushkrita you have, take both of them and give you liberation. What is Sukrita? Virtue, holiness. Dushkrita, the opposite. So whatever Sukrita and Dushkrita you have, ask God, Goddess, to take them away both and give you liberation. I did not understand what my mother said, but I was obeying her throughout. This is my temple worship, mind you. How do you find it? Was it a foolish worship or was it an intelligent worship? There was an old man, an unmarried man, a Kutikrisha warrior. So I asked him, he would always read Puranas, Itihasas, etc. I have many Vishnu songs and hymns and poems, but I don't have anything about the Devi. So can you tell me something which I can pray? So he told me, Amba Surabhi Kadamba, Lalita Kadamba, Lambalaka Nigurumba, Vidaradu Bimbadhara Kara Lambam. I did not know the meaning. So I learned it from him and started saying it as an additional prayer. Now, I have never thought about what this means. Now, to explain to you, I thought about it, and all the details I don't say. Finally, it is describing the beauty of the hair, lips, etc. of the Devi, and finally saying, Vidaradu Bimbadhara Karalambam. You extend your hand of protection to all. What? You extend the hand of protection to all. This is the prayer. So this is the prayer that must have formed my mind, my intelligence, etc. The devotion in me was growing. Perhaps I did not know. It was growing. Mark my expression. And my mind grew restless. What was the restlessness? I was not interested in anything. I could not find anything which could be of interest. But like other students, I used to go to the school and further learn, etc., etc. But the mind was restless. This restlessness underwent a drastic change when I went to Calcutta in search of a profession following my brothers. I happened to meet my Gurudev. The meeting of the Gurudev brought about all the drastic change in me. All that I can say about my Gurudev is, I liked him, I loved him. And even today it is the same. I have nothing more. The feeling of love and fondness, acceptance I had then, it continues even today. When I stand in front of my Gurudev's picture, it is not necessary for me to stand in front of the picture at all. Nothing I pray. I have to go to the temple for conducting my programs, so people take. I stand in front of the deity and then say, may this deity become more pronounced, more widespread. May more and more devotees come here. Let all the people be blessed with wisdom. In this way I start saying. I don't have any special prayer at all. The meeting of my Gurudev inspired me far more than one could ever imagine. I kept my contact with him. That day, whatever conversation I had with him, I knew that there was something like initiation, diksha to be given, to be taken, etc. When I mentioned something about him, he said, you are too young. That was the remark I got. I was too young, so what can be done? I have to wait for growth. But I kept my contact with him, and in about 1 or 2 years, I said, I want diksha. I did not ask him for diksha. I said, I want diksha. On such and such a day, I am coming prepared for it. So when I went to him, his friend was sitting by the side. What is this? Nobody has demanded diksha from me. He has come here to take diksha. without even asking whether he could come, and I will give. So, so I sat with him and the Diksha was over. Ever since the Diksha was over, my whole personality became different. You know how the whole personality became different? I used to sit, it was a meditative and absorptional Diksha. Every time I sat for meditation, it was a very good, pleasant, vibrant absorption. Two words I am using, pleasant and vibrant. Very soon it became a radiance in me and it started growing. I refused to read any book or Shastras. When I told my Gurudev, he said, smiled and said, okay, don't read. I will pursue the practice that you have given me, but I will not read books. He smiled and said, so the book will come to you when you are to read it. Go. So I did not read any book or anything in the Shastras. About 1.5 or 2 years passed. Then I got a book on my table called Mundaka Upanishad. I read it. I read it very impatiently because the concepts presented were so challenging, overpowering, sweeping, that I was impatient to know what it further states. So I understood the whole of it. It was a full presentation of the entire Vedic lore. Where is the place of rituals? How they prove insufficient when seeking grows in an individual? What should he do then? He should become totally indifferent to the Vedic injunctions and prohibitions and go to a Sadguru to find out what is that ultimate goal if it is not the rituals. This is how it presents matters. Then, when I started reading the scriptures, my progress became faster. I always say, like the two wings of a bird. My getting absorptional sadhana on the one hand and reading scriptural compositions, getting enlightened on the other, both of them started complementing each other, and like a bird, my mind and heart started flying. And it all was very fast. One day, I was reading in the book. There is no time to tell you the detail. It was from Mandukya Upanishad. It says, are you true to this knowledge? Do you really understand and appreciate it? Then dedicate the whole of your life to the pursuit and propagation of this knowledge. Am I clear? Huh? Dedicate completely to the pursuit and propagation of this knowledge. Become a sannyasi and depend upon providence or chance. The Sanskrit verse is Nistudir Nirnamaskaro Niswadhakaraye vacha Chalajala Niyedascha Yedihi Yadrichiko Bhavet. Become an ascetic and depend totally upon chance, providence. When I read it, I had nothing to say or think before it. I went to the office, submitted my resignation, decided to say goodbye to Calcutta and my professional life. My Gurudev was in Calcutta. I went to him, took the Geruva clothes, asked him to give it to me. He had already given me a name. And I said goodbye. From then on, I say, the streets of India alone were there to welcome me. And the invisible providence shielded me. I said and felt, I am nothing, I want nothing, and I have nothing. Even today, this is my possession. What is my wealth? Nothing. What are you? Nothing. What do you want? Nothing. Now, if you are intelligent, you may think as to what makes a man say this or feel this. We started wandering. Our Parivrajaka life started. And on the third day, we spoke from a village, a Brahmin village. After listening to us, the whole, whatever they heard, people started speaking about. Our Parivrajaka life stopped and people started taking us to different villages and towns to give talks. This is my life's development. I became a moving university, talking to people wherever they wanted me to talk. I was taken to Jamshedpur. I conducted a Jnana Yajna there. Some people came round and closer to me. I gave them Diksha as they wanted. Then to the initiated disciples I said, every week meet in one of your houses. I spend 1 hour's time. I will give you a program. And that program included the chanting of Gayatri as well. Very soon, that it was called Brahma Vidya Sangh, S-A-N-G-H. That was renamed as Brahma Vidya Center. Later on, it became CIRD, Center for Inner Resources Development. Whenever 5 or more people assemble and discuss a common cause, it is said that there will be the presence of the invisible God there. Some ideas will crop up which none of them could have imagined. Whenever 5 people discuss a common cause, particularly for the society, unthinkable, unimaginably consequential ideas will crop up in the mind. Now I started going to different places. Everywhere I used to say, if there are people to be initiated, after initiation I say, you assemble in a house. Then they start calling me for annual lectures. I think Jamshedpur I have visited how many years? 58.
67.
Huh?
66 to...
Consecutively, constantly I used to go every year in the month of February to Jamshedpur. I think 60 or more years have passed. 10 years less I have been visiting Delhi also.
57, but the COVID period 56 years.
Similarly, I came to Malaysia in 1972. It was Narayan and Padma who invited me first, and I stayed with them in Kuala Lumpur. The details given to you are wrong. They have not gone into it well. I was primarily first several years in Kuala Lumpur. Later on, I went to Seremban to stay there for a month or so. So, Narayanan and Padma, then it was Vijayaratnam and Pushpa, then lecturer Krishna, engineering lecturer Krishna and his wife Kala, then Ranganathan and Bhagavati in Seremban. Then finally when I came back to Kuala Lumpur again, etc., Dr. Damu and Ambika. From there we moved to a center which was called a center of our own. And from there they rented a place, and thereafter we have established our center. I call this is all a result and outcome of the Brahma Vidya fraternity we have. Mark these words, Brahma Vidya fraternity we have. It is not alone in India, it is outside also. So the idea of setting up a center, it generally happens like this. We all start our work, somebody invites, after all, one person feels that they should come and talk. That is why he has only his house to offer. So we stay as guests in their house. The program goes on, people start coming there. After some time, the number of people increases and a house cannot accommodate. Naturally, a thought of center establishing it comes up, and then it materializes. This is how it has come about here also. When the idea of forming a center in Malaysia came up, we did not have too many devotees and they were not very resourceful also. So nevertheless, they made unimaginable contributions to put up a center. But the sufficient resources were not there. So we mentioned to the people in the other countries also, and all of them have contributed. It's only because of this Brahma Vidya fraternity, mind you. It's a great culture that we have in India. Right from the beginning, it has been very selected individuals who always sponsored these movements. Not all. All cannot do it. They don't have the mind, they don't have the resources. Poor people will lack resources, and rich people will lack feelings and concern. So it is a very rare combination. So we came here. So here also the center was established. Now a time has come when we don't have enough of space. In Delhi, when a center had to be established, Swamiji started going and looking for a place. Finally, I also started moving. We searched so many places in Delhi. Nothing worked out. About 100. One day, Mr. Mahesh Datta and Rakesh Mittal was an IAS officer. He was the secretary of the Uttar Pradesh Housing Board. He was a disciple. He had taken initiation from me. He was the commissioner of the Uttar Pradesh Housing Board. Meanwhile, there was something. I wanted to settle in a Hindi center. But Delhi is not actually Hindi center. So, when it came, the place came from Uttar Pradesh and our center is in Uttar Pradesh. So this Rakesh Mittal, along with his chairman Mahesh Datta, came to me and said, Swamiji, you are looking for a place. He said, not. Come to UP, we shall give you a place. And they gave me 2 acres of land. Of course, we paid the consideration for it. And they also gave us 3 acres of green belt associated with the 2 acres to be looked after. The plantations were all done by them, and after that it was handed over. So we have 5 acres of land, 2 acres our own land, 3 acres government's land held by us. No, human entry is not allowed, it's not a park. And there was recently a dispute. Somebody wanted to trespass into it and erect a statue. We had to go to which body? Tribunal, National Green Tribunal. There we had to go and get it cleared. So it was just, what shall I say, providential that. So chairman comes say, please come to UP. When the question was raised in the Uttar Pradesh Assembly, our Rakesh Mittal presented that. It was the chairman himself who went and invited Swamiji to come to Uttar Pradesh. So where is the question there? Then in Jamshedpur, it is very difficult to get a land. We were looking for a land, but 20, 30, 40, 50 kilometers away. Finally, it so happened, our Dr. Sridharan put a word to Ratan Tata. He did not say what he was. He said, I want to see you. So Ratan Tata said, I will come and see you. Please don't come. So Ratan Tata went to him. He happened to propose it. That one word from Ratan Tata immediately moved everything, and we were given a land in the center of Jamshedpur. 0.75 acres of land. There we have got a center, 30,000 square feet. Our Delhi is 2 acre. It looks like a forest. Now,
In all the places we have seen so many places, hundreds of places, and more than 100. But providentially we got something.
we were searching here and there, Swamiji said hundreds.
Haryana. All the 100 places we looked into Haryana.
Haryana.
And then finally we came to you.
We came to UP. Yes, see,
Did not look for.
here also it is a providential development. Now in this case, this family is very closely associated with me. We have all exchanges, we talk to each other. Swamiji was here, he told me. Then I mentioned it, Nisha. I asked her to go there and you see for yourself, because the place will be bought by you in your name, because we cannot own any property there. So she came. First sight, no, I don't like it. She even forgot that it was not for her. She could have asked Swamiji, do you like it? Will it serve your purpose? Hey, I don't like it. So I was smiling. And then she went and started looking at 3 or 4 places. After looking at, she says, this itself is okay. So I was smilingly keeping quiet. Just imagine how providence turns things. The place she did not like, she went to other places and then came back. So in my life I have a formula. You know what is that formula? I am an expert in doing what I don't like. And what I like, I will not do. Suppose I say something I like and the others around me do not like. How can I do it? So I am very good at not doing what I like and having to do what I dislike. So to the refusal as well as acceptance, I had a beautiful, harmonious mind. Everything is moving providentially. This time when we went to America, I had mentioned to them, I think the time has come for all of you to have a place. Only when you have a place, you will have a sense of belonging and you will go there and your sadhana will grow. Always coming to a house, you will have to look into their convenience and whatnot. So have a place, somebody will have to come up and look after it. So don't worry about how resources will be built, etc. So I have mentioned, I don't know what is going to happen. We went to America and we conducted an exclusive Bhagavad Gita retreat for the first time in my life. The retreat was for 4 days, is it? 4.5 days. Exclusively. The whole of Bhagavad Gita I pictured before them. What is Bhagavad Gita? I think nobody would have heard about it. I have also not given a lecture like that anywhere. The whole of Bhagavad Gita. Now, while coming, what one of them told me was, Swamiji, we should not wait for 1 full year. You should come here before and we should take up a program for the youth. So I have started writing to the youth. 4 or 5 people I write letter after letter. My idea is to expose them to the culture of India, that large canvas, how it all originated, how it grew, and how it came to be written, and what is its present stage. What was the evolution of Mahabharatam? What was the evolution of Ramayana? What is all the process behind it? Is it merely a presentation of history, or is there any thought process working in the society, in the thinkers? And how did the thought process evolve stage by stage? And finally, how did they reach the end point of knowledge whereby the knowledge itself becomes the all-fulfilling factor? So I am asking them, do you like my writing? Are you reading? Then it is in the form of letter. The first letter itself is 10 pages, A4 sheets. The second letter I have prepared in answer to their queries, that is also running into 10 pages. So I am a person who is interested in all this. Now everything has taken place, now we have inaugurated it. Tell me now, our job is over. It is your job. I came to Malaysia in 1972. I have been taken to the estates also several times. We visited, what is that area called? Kuala Terengganu and all that. Palong is one here. Kuala Terengganu is? No, East Coast. That East Coast I have gone to several places and being exposed to all this. Now, I have, ever since I came here, I have been told, one day, years back, I addressed girls, I think girls in a delinquent home. I was taken there, I have addressed them. So, after coming to know whatever little I have known, I feel that unless there is a confidence generating process instituted and reinforced, the Hindu population here, the whatever I don't know what word I have to use them, the underprivileged, etc. You say, by giving food and drink and by dressing the body, don't think that the mind will grow. It does not matter whether we are poor. The poor people, the poor body can host a very rich mind. In fact, the poor people have got much more of resistance, much more of tolerance, much more of reconciliation than the rich have. Anywhere you go and try. So poverty does not mean inferiority. We are a nation which has embraced poverty. What are we? We are poor. We are beggars. Why did we embrace this begging life? Only to reinforce our mind, enlighten our intelligence, and float in the fulfillment of ecstasy of fulfillment. So poverty is not a source of fear for us. How are you going to enter into their minds and generate confidence, hope? I always say, Sita was abducted by Ravana and she was kept in the Ashoka Vadiga for quite a long time, 11 months. Ravana used to come repeatedly and tell her, accept me, accept me, accept me. And the Rakshasis around were frightening her. How did she withstand the persecution, you tell me? One day she became so disgusted and also resistant. She wanted to reply Ravana and took a blade of grass and put it there. And addressing that blade of grass as Ravana, she started speaking to him. This is India. This is India. We are not afraid of poverty at all. Not at all. And we are not enamored of riches as well. We have got a wealth, greater wealth. Sri Krishna was sitting in Dwaraka. You should read the description from Srimad Bhagavata of Dwaraka Palace. Nothing in America now can match the palace of Dwaraka. The luxuries that you find written in Srimad Bhagavatam about Dwaraka. And what happened to Dwaraka? On the 7th day after Sri Krishna left it, it went into the sea. This is India. This is India. Such things are born for fulfilling a purpose. When the purpose is fulfilled, everybody will go. What did Sri Rama do? He went into the Sarayu river and went down. He did not wait for dying on the cot of the palace. No. What did Krishna do? Krishna, his own Vrishnikula started fighting with one another. Krishna went there to pacify them. When he went there, they started beating Krishna also. So Krishna said, no more here. Withdrew from there, started leaning upon a tree. A hunter aimed his arrow at his foot and he died. We are here to fulfill a mission. After fulfilling the mission, why do you want to linger on? What is there? More teeth should fall? Huh? You should have strenuous breathing. We should gloriously depart. Nobody should die. We should drop our body. We should depart from the world willfully, gloriously, happily, with contentment, with fulfillment. This is what India is. So I would like, we already have 2-3 women who are ready to go and address. I want you to have a national program very soon, as we had earlier. Then only your CIRD will be known by the others. SIRD will be known by the others. One more, one or two. And our people should go to different areas selected by you, and they should address the public. Keeping this Kalvi Mayam is okay, you will conduct, it may be a class for 12 or 13 or 15 children. That is only a small drop. That is not sufficient. The idea should percolate. So you should speak about it, enthuse the people. I am envisaging the day when you will establish a beautiful school for these people. Hundreds of students should learn there. Why are we waiting? Do we not have resources? India is a poor country. For anything good and social, even now contributions will be there. In Gujarat, there is a Goshala run by a man. 23,000 cows are looked after there. And no product, either milk, buttermilk or butter, is ever sold. This is India, my dear souls. We are poor. Tell me how such a Goshala is maintained. And hundreds of such Goshalas are there in India, not one. We may be poor externally, economically, but we are unimaginably affluent in our heart. Even a beggar, whatever he gets, he gives a percentage of it, either in the hundi of the temple or for such good causes, even a poor man. When I was traveling in Alue, we were going for an evening walk, there was a bank manager along with me. We saw a beggar whose mind lost balance. He said, 30,000 rupees are deposited in his name. This is India, Baba. Can you imagine a beggar having, this is 60 years or so back, I am telling you. 30,000 rupees if he had deposit in the bank, what do you think about him? Is he a beggar? But he was a beggar. So something very great is there in India. And now people have started that India is going to be the third economic power, and world doesn't allow it even. There are so many problems for us to encounter. So I think all of you should think afresh. Try to do something for the so-called underprivileged people. I only want you to build up their mind. Give them the confidence. Their parents cannot give confidence. They are unable to. They only give birth to and feed the body. They cannot feed the mind, feed the heart, and feed the intelligence. For that, we have, what is that man's name? Sudakirti. That Panchatantra king? Sudakirti. Amara Shakti. See, there was a king called Amara Shakti by name. He had 3 princes. All of them were dunces. He could not do anything. So he convened a meeting and told the people, I have these princes. None of them is educated. I have tried my level best. None of them can sit on the throne. I will have to import a prince to sit on the throne. What shall I do? I am helpless. There were many discussions. One old man got up and said, one old man got up and said, my dear king, don't lose your heart. There is a great teacher, Vishnu Sharma by name. He has already retired. He is resting in his house. But being a king, if you send for him, he will come. So you get him and present your problem before him. Vishnu Sharma was called. He came and he explained. He said, are you listening to me? Yes. He said, this is my helpless plight. What shall I do? He said, my dear king, do not lose heart. I will take all the 3 princes along with me, and when I return, if they are not sufficiently educated and resourceful, my name will not be Vishnu Sharma, he said. And to teach them, he wrote the Panchatantra book. Even now, it is a world book. It is all kingly sciences presented in the form of stories. All of them were educated. This is India. This is India. There is something great in the Indian mind, in the Indian heart. We are not as newspapers report. We are something which they cannot access and find. Such greatness is there. So I would like you, as Brahma Vidya seekers, Brahma Vidya students, Brahma Vidya pursuers, there is a fire in you, a spark of fire. This Brahma Vidya is a fire, a spark of it. With that you go, talk to the people fondly, tell them, and then in a small measure if you do, it will not be sufficient. It should be in a larger measure and go ahead. Are you prepared to do it? Huh? So make a resolution. Let us stop now. I mentally embrace all of you. I always say you must have good children or grandchildren in your family. Every one of them should love the family and love the society. They should have faith in God and they should learn well, contribute to the nation as well as the globe, increasing the prosperity as well as welfare of the country as well as the globe. Then everything will be all right. We are not born here to be useless, to be useful, to be graceful, to be benign, and to be socially beneficial. That is our subject of Bhagavad Gita talk is Sarva Bhuta Hite Radaha. Interested in the welfare of all creatures. That is the subject. This is a phrase Sri Krishna has used twice in Bhagavad Gita. I will explain it during the program. Samvedyavarjitamanuttamamekamadyam Sambhidpadam Vigalanam Kalayan Mahatman Hridyeva Tishtha Kalanarahita Kriyam Tu Kurvan Agartrapadamedya Samodidashri Kurvan Agartrapadamedya Samodidashri. Hari, Hari, Hari Om Tats. We shall have a conclusional Omkara. Mind you, it is an austerity that you are performing. And here this austerity has self-ennoblement, self-elevation as one purpose. At the same time, societal awareness and societal contribution on the other. So take your pose for it. Be ready. Hari Om Tats. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Hari Om Tats. Jai Guru.